Hello, welcome back. We are backstage at PIQNIQ. I am Walt from Q87.7, and joining me here is Aaron Bruno from AWOLNATION. Aaron, welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
I always love when they do the countdown before an interview starts because it reminds me of the silent 2 and 1 in Wayne's World.
Right, I'm waiting for it. What if I
Wayne's
just sat
World
here?
1, that is, you know.
If I just sat here waiting? He didn't
Yeah.
say one.
But we nailed it.
We did.
You nailed it.
Right.
I'm just following his
Old
lead.
pro.
Yeah.
So welcome back because you were here for The Night We Stole Christmas
Yeah.
at the Aragon Ballroom in December, and what an amazing night that was, at least for us. I don't know if you have any remember that.
Yeah, I remember that being one of the better shows that I could, I would have to put in the top 10 maybe that we've ever done.
Wow.
Which is, there's been a lot of good ones, but the top 10 is an elite family of shows.
It was a great vibe. I mean,
it was. And I don't know how good we were, but I know that the crowd was incredible for us. So sometimes the best shows are not as much about how we sound, but it's more about, the entertainment that is provided for us by the audience. And I feel like people were just going bananas.
I think as a performer, you feed off of that,
Yeah.
and then it's a circular thing.
Well, it's less pressure for me if everybody's kind of raging so hard that they're looking out for someone to land on them, So
I remember
no one
seeing,
notices what I do. So
I remember seeing so many people crowd surfing for your set there that, I've seen a lot of shows in my time, and I don't think I've seen that many people surfing across a body of bodies.
I'm a surfer, so I'm just trying to spread the Pacific
I
Ocean vibes.
Do you remember there was a guy who had the helmet on, the space helmet on?
Those guys show up every once in a while,
He tried really hard to get the helmet in. He's been working for a month to get the helmet in, and he's unable to into this venue. So
really?
Yeah, you'll have to.
You guys need to change the rules.
It's not us. It's the venue. What kind of helmet? He's wearing PJ. He's wearing something else.
He's wearing a hot dog suit.
So you'll see him.
Cool. I'll look for the wiener.
Now,
we're all about wieners here in AWOLNATION.
Of course. I often say you guys are probably one of the hardest working bands on the planet because your album came out
9 years ago.
March of 2011.
Yeah.
That's 2 years and several months, and you're still on the road supporting it.
Yeah. We're not currently doing grueling work anymore. It's more fun, festivals and radio kind of stuff like this. And but we feel really blessed that we have the opportunity for the record to continue to grow and have new legs. It seems like just when I think that it's time to really finish up the second record, something new happens or some other opportunity comes up, and that continues to happen. And it just happened recently where we got a couple things coming up that for better or for worse are going to continue the growth of this record.
But
so
yeah,
we'll
there has
see.
to be a point though where you go like, all right, enough. We have to move on.
I have always moved on. I mean, I never stop writing. So when the time is appropriate for the next record to be released, then we'll do that. I just don't know when that is yet.
Like we have seen some new stuff trickle out here in the past.
Yeah.
Like
I think you guys are playing one of those.
This
right?
Kid's Not All Right, which is from the Injustice soundtrack.
Yeah.
Is that a new song, or is that something that was left over from the sessions from the
That's
first
a new
record?
song that I wanted to be on the new record, but that opportunity came up, and I feel like our fans deserve some new music, and I deserve to release them, I guess, too, So it's fun to play new material that people know as well. So thank you for supporting that song.
It's a great song. It's
Thanks.
a continued progression in the band's sound, which I have a hard time figuring out, what you listened to as a kid, because there's just a little bit of everything in an AWOL song. So I'm asking, what did you listen to as a kid?
I don't know what I didn't listen to, you know what I mean? So pretty much everything is the answer, Growing up in the 80s, though, a heavy dose of Prince, Michael Jackson, and what I believe to be the best time of pop music.
Right.
And then, I discovered the underground scene of punk rock music, and hip-hop was underground at the time. It wasn't on the radio yet. That was before, Vanilla Ice exploded everything,
Still
into
had
the
Ice
mainstream.
Cube and
Yeah, but Ice Cube wasn't on the radio yet at the time.
Right. But he was there, but he was underground.
Exactly.
Yeah.
NWA, before they had broke Public Enemy. So my brother came to live with, we have different moms, he came to live with my side of the family when I must have been 9, and he brought this whole collection of records, and this hip-hop vinyl. Well, it was called rap music at the time, actually, I think, And so I was just really excited for that to take off, and then it did, and now it's become somewhat ridiculous. Although there is a new generation and breed of young MCs, and I feel so cheesy saying that MCs, but that have come out. So it's gotten good again, I think, recently.
Yeah. there's some exciting stuff happening. I actually think we're in one of the best places music's been in a long time, especially in alternative music.
Yeah.
I think we had an explosion in the mid 2000s, early to mid 2000s, and I think we're right back at it. So
Yeah.
it's thrilling to be able to put it on the radio and have people respond to it.
Well, I remember when I wrote a lot of the songs, I didn't think that any of them would ever be on the radio because no radio station was actually playing new bands. It was the same classic stuff, you know. So I feel real lucky that the timing allowed for us to be played, you know.
Now, I had read somewhere that Sail actually started kind of almost as a mistake, or like you were working on something else. You were doing another project.
We were working on figuring out a way to pay the bills with, you know, doing other pop writing and just different stuff and helping these other kids that were, you know, paying a friend of mine to write and record these songs so he would then give me a little bit of money to write these lyrics and melodies. And one day, Kenny, our keyboard player, and I were sitting there and decided to do something we really wanted to do instead of, you know, it wasn't really fulfilling our souls what we were doing, you know, to try to make enough money to buy a couple burritos out here. You guys don't really have good Mexican food here, do you?
I would beg to differ. I think if you get in
I'm really sorry.
If you get in the city, you can
Clearly
find
a sensitive subject.
You can find some good Mexican.
Cool.
food.
Well, anyways, there's great Mexican food where we live, and it's just
Plenty is.
extremely cheap. So that's what we were, you know, doing, eating a lot of that. And so yeah, one day we just wanted to make some art that we enjoyed, and you know, I didn't think that as a result I'd be here.
Did you know? So you didn't know when you came up with that keyboard riff and put it together that.
I didn't even know that another person would hear it besides us two in the studio at the time, you know. But the song was written very easily and it came out very naturally, so I guess it was meant to be. So
was that you had other bands in the past, and you've worked with Drew. You've been with him since high school.
Yeah.
What was the progression to get from Under the Influence of Giants into AWOLNATION?
It was just life happening, I guess, that we broke up. So what else was I going to do besides... I didn't want to form another band and deal with other opinions again for the fourth time or fifth time in my life. I just wanted to complete something that was my own and at the very least just get it out there for free, and hopefully a couple people wanted to come check out the shows, and it ended up being a much bigger thing than we had anticipated. You know, I had lost faith in the idea of making it, whatever that means, you know, or ever making any money or being able to have success or, you know, doing what I loved anymore. I was just trying to, I had all these ideas, so I wanted to get them out some way. So I decided, all right, I'll at least put them out there for free. And it was with same manager I've always had, a good friend of mine. And so, you know, our vision was just to complete something, because I'd been in these other bands where we made records that were shelved, and the last thing I wanted to happen was record music that I put up my heart and soul into and then have it just sit on a hard drive somewhere. So that was the main goal.
Yeah. Well, it's obviously paid off. So what's next? I mean, when do you foresee putting out a new record?
You know, next year.
Next year.
But in the meantime, I will be releasing a couple other projects that I'm involved in, some of which I may be singing and some of which I may be just produce. Well, yeah, maybe, you know. So, I will be singing some of these things, but some more than others. You know, so there are a couple projects that I'm developing that are artists I believe in, and then there's a couple other random things that I can't say yet, but I'm really excited about. So. Meanwhile, this record keeps having, you know,
it keeps on growing.
These
keeps on
new scenarios, you know. So you may have to play even one more song from the record eventually.
We wouldn't mind, and I don't think our audience would mind either.
I hope not.
You're going to see that tonight because the place is primed. Chicago is an AWOL town.
Yeah.
And
are we going to steal the show?
You do run that risk. You do run that risk.
Well, I'll give it back but I got to steal it first.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. All right. Well, enjoy the set tonight.
Thank
I know
you.
we will, and thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having us again.
You got it.